we got another monster truck, you guys. This one is another one of them that does not have the solid axles. This is a two-wheel drive from FMS. It comes in, I paid 150 bucks for this, so it comes in cheap. I chose to get the one that doesn't have the battery. I have enough batteries, so I wanted to save a little money. But we're starting up the West Michigan RC Monster Truck Race Series, and because there aren't a lot of four-wheel drive options that are solid axle, we've opened it up to this as a cheaper class, easier entry point. However, it's an open class, so brush truck like this could also go up against something like the Quake. Now they're 2S limited, but we wanted to get one of these to see how they did. Saw it on RC Driver, it looked really fun actually. And it's really a 2S vehicle. This is the high roller. They also have it in the First Blood, you guys. I'm just gonna quickly unbox it here. We'll get a look at it. And then the main thing we wanna do is get it out there and bash with it and see how it does. But overall, the main goal is just get it out of the package and see what we got here. All right, looks pretty good. Sticker decal sheets don't look bad. I mean, it looks like a monster truck. So there's that. It has Chevron tires. I like that. Nice paint job on it. Like the sparkle in it looks nice. The stickers are on the lower quality, I would say, of decals, but they will do for what they are. But they don't seem like they're super high quality stickers. But that's not a deal breaker. It does have a molded front grille here with stickered lights, but molded bumper. Got a little back bumper here. No wheelie bar really. So you're just gonna stand it right up on the back end if you're doing wheelies. Independent suspension, like I said. Let's take off some of these body clips and we'll get in there and take a look in just a minute. Let's go through what's on here. The wheelie bar is here. It is included. That's where it is. So let's see what we've got here. Looks like there's some other stickers in here. The Bull Snot 40 High Roller Anniversary sticker and a few other things. Names, Colton Kaiser, and some stuff on there. That's pretty cool that you can add on. Again, the wheelie bar here. You've got some shock retainers. There's a light bar. The light bar is nice because it just snaps on there. For the most part, you might be able to screw it in, but there's stickers that go with it. But yeah, we'll take a quick look at that. The manual, so it does have some license plates on here as well. All right, guys, so here it is. We got a nice close look at it right now. And I would say one of the interesting things is just looking at kind of the way that the tire is done on here. It's a bit interesting. That's what I'll say. There's not a big amount of tire. Normally with monster trucks, you see a little bit more sidewall there. Huge wheels on the inside though. Kind of a distinct look. They are vented for sure with zero foams in them. They are glued. So there's that. We'll take a look here at the controller really quick while we're stopped for a moment. All right, so it's one of their more standard radios we've seen before. It's gonna have digital trims. And then it's got different running modes here, and it shows you what the switches are for on there. So if you were to look in closer up on here, they've got a list, a diagram that tells you what, depending on what patterns you have on here, what you've got going on there. So that's pretty interesting. But the rest of it's just like digital steering trims, reverses, on, off. But it looks like right now it's in forward reverse brake mode. It's in LiPo mode. It's 0% drag brake. And the last two are drag brakes. So you can do anywhere from 75, 50, 75, or 100 based on how you do these two switches. The rest are just single. So if you have a LiPo, you want to turn this one, number 2, over and like that. So that's just how that's set up. Pretty simple, plastic, a little bit of a stretch for me, but if I put a rubber piece on that or a rubber band to make it a little grippier, that'll be not too bad to reach for. All right, let's take off the top. All right, so you've got like that center design that we see with many of these, you've got like the Stampede or even now the Gorgon in that. Wow, that's really slow. Something's binding that front end up on mine. Really, really slow. There it goes. Just had to work it in. Get a little bit of that oil moving in there. They're oil-filled shocks. And you've got a battery tray here. Pretty simple. Looks like it's got just a little clip system here. You move this out of the way, then you can pull it like so. This is literally just a lock so that this won't open. So all you're doing is putting the battery in and dropping this in so you won't accidentally undo it, I guess. So you got to get this all the way down in, lock that so it's now in there. That's interesting, haven't seen that before. They do have some cooling area here around the motor. It is a brushed motor. And on the top you have your ESC right here. Lots of pins, holy cow. I wonder what all of that is for. So it's a 2-in-1, so it's not only your receiver, but it's also your ESC package. Servo is mounted up in the front here, right underneath the shock towers. Everything seems like it's pretty good plastics. So we'll see how it does. Over here looks like where you do all your adjustments for your mesh. Your pinion gear is going to be under this, so it's kind of sitting reverse what a lot of the other ones are. Usually on like the Quake and that the motor sits this side, gearing's over here. Same with on the Traxxas, but it's on the back here sitting there. So they've got it flipped kind of the opposite way. You can see the A-arms, they're plastic. They're like a lighter gray color. Also, you can see the chevron pattern on the tires here. Plastic shock bodies with clips. Does come with a couple extra clips in the bag. Suspension seems adequate. Seems pretty bouncy, but we'll see how it does when we get out there and run it. We're going to run it on a 2S battery. It is running XT60 plugs. I don't have many batteries with those on them anymore, but I do have adapters, so we'll be able to adapt it over. One of the first things that I need to do with this is write high roller on it. So I know which car this is. I don't do this right away. It gets hard to find what radio goes with what. So I'm going to grab a couple batteries, you guys. We'll take it out there and run it. Not a whole lot else to look at here. Quick look at the front end. Suspension. Springs are kind of stiff, but it needs it because it's going to be bouncing a lot. Man, it feels, if that's oil filled, it feels really, really light. But you can see the A-arms up front, how they're working. Carrier, it looks pretty decent. There are ball bearings throughout. So everything is looking pretty good on here. Bottom side chassis, it's again using hex hardware, which is nice. Servo savers tucked up in there. Very kind of common on these. No adjustability like turnbuckle wise. Solid plastic. But there we go, tie rods. I guess we're not going to put any of the extras on there because they'll just get knocked off when we're running. I'd rather not have a wheelie bar, so we're not going to put the wheelie bar on either. Overall, good, decent look to it. I think even putting a different set of tires on here would even be nicer. Maybe some of the old SMT10 style would be good on here. See what I got over there. There were some Duratrax ones, I believe, too. So I'll have to take a look and see what I got, but it might be worth trying a different set of wheels and tires on here if we like it. And but the main goal is just show what it does and what it's capable of right out of the box. So here we go. All right, speed check. Not too bad.
actually feels really stable. Controls really pretty good. Oh, locked up the back. Got something jammed. There we go. There it is. Let's see how she does out here hitting a few jumps. That's always what you want to know about a monster truck, right? How does it jump? How's it turn in the grass? All right. Wow. Well, it's definitely, I mean, I'm comparing it to having just driven the Quake. And yeah, it's definitely sluggish compared to that. But that's to be expected. It's brushed and two-wheel drive. But it's not bad for two-wheel drive brushed. A little bit of bouncing on the landing, but I mean overall, that feels very controlled. It's like they got the shocks pretty good for the weight of the truck. It's not doing a whole lot of bouncing up and down after it lands. It's kind of hitting and sticking and keeping it going, so it would be interesting to see this on brushless. Just have a little bit more. Oh, that's a big old rock. Ugh. I wish I had one more of these. Gotta find, although I think when we raced, we just did two. A little bicycle. Driving one-handed here, two-wheel drive. It's not too bad. I'm just not looking ahead is my problem. In front of it, I'm kind of watching it. That was a bigger jump. That had a little bit more of a bounce to the landing. All these smaller scale-sized jumps, it kind of collects itself pretty well. That's not too bad either, honestly. You know what's probably helping a little is, these tires have no foam in them. So they're soaking up some, I'm sure. Yeah, it just keeps going. I'll tell you what, not bad. I bet 3S, this thing would be pretty good. I'd be afraid to jump to it right now after having spent this much time already running it and already warming up that motor, which I also didn't do a very good break-in on. I just kind of brought it right out and ran it. But it's turning good in the grass. It's not going super fast, so I wouldn't know how it would handle otherwise. But in the grass, it's not rolling when I turn it. Like down here in this, I can pretty much corner it at throttle, at speed. I don't have to get off it as much as I do some of the other trucks, so that's good. Oh, and honestly, it's landing on its wheels a lot more than I'd say even the Quake does. I'd be curious what the size of this is. We'll end it, we'll take a look at it next to the Quake and just see what kind of size comparison we get. Oh, some of those are brutal. Yeah, I like it. Not bad for a brush truck. I'd say they did a pretty good job with it. Now, time will tell, with the gears and all that, how bulletproof they did with the transmission and some of the other parts, especially if you go brushless with it. I'd be curious what we'd be dealing with, but it's handling this just great. I probably have a brushless system I could put in it as a donor. This would be a good starter truck for sure. The price definitely helps. You can get into these under 200 bucks. Now the one thing you're gonna find that's gonna be harder than other things is you'll wanna have parts readily available, because you may have something go wrong at a race and be done if you don't have another A-arm or something to drop on, or steering knuckle or C-hub or whatever. But I'll give it a thumbs up, that's for sure. Talk about fun. I could sit here and just keep doing this all day. This is my kind of running right here. Just jumping, it's controlled. Able to hit everything. It's landing on its wheels and it's letting me be in control. Oh, missed that one a little bit. It's more that I was just too close to it. Couldn't see it in my field of view, so I couldn't line it up very well. Yeah, guys, this is right on. I dig it. We're gonna wrap it here. I'm gonna shoot a few little things for reels, but pretty solid truck from FMS. Definitely slower than the Quake would be on, even on 2S. But that's not to say if you had a brushless system laying around that would fit in it, you might be able to get this thing up and running pretty inexpensively, or if you already have one and you think about wanting to jump in and race with us, it'll get you going. That's for sure. So the thing about the other trucks is people may have too much power and overdrive them. This is pretty much an always in control speed. Like, I have pretty good control at any time of this vehicle. So that is one nice thing about it. I will say they've got it. I mean, the steering, everything feels like it does exactly what you want it to. The back end's not spinning around too much. So they've got it set up pretty good. All right, now for a few reels. All right, you guys, we're gonna wrap it up here, taking a look at it next to the Arrma Quake. They are pretty much the same size. It might be just a little bit longer, just a wee bit. It's hard to tell, they got more toe in, but yeah, I'd say it's a little bit longer. But I mean, effectively pretty much the same kind of footprint they've got here. If we put this on top of here, width-wise, they're pretty close as well. So pretty comparable as far as all that goes. So I'd say the Quake definitely feels a lot heavier. That could be the 3S battery, but I think everything else is also just a little bit thicker. But I don't know. Maybe it's just a 3S battery. But there you have it, you guys. The High Roller / First Blood. You got two different livery options from FMS. Pretty sweet little truck. Not bad for the price. That's for sure comes in under $100 less than the Quake. But if you were going to go brushless with it, you'd be up in that same range if you spent $100 on a motor and all that. So really depends how you want to get into it and what your likings are. But you've got some options. Anyway, thanks for tuning in as always, guys. Have fun RCing. Catch you next time.